Hello everyone, welcome to forceGalaxy. Hope you are doing good. So in this March, we will be working with the different scenarios related to the Salesforce flow. Salesforce flow. So I was getting so many comments to start with the Salesforce flow. So I will try to share some of the flow scenarios from my end. And if you guys are having some of the scenarios related to the flow, you can also share that too. So from basic to complex, we'll try to cover most of the scenarios. And another thing is, if you guys are looking for the Salesforce training, you can join us. That is, you can check out the details from the forceGalaxy website. And if you have any queries or want to know some of the details related to the training program, you can join us or contact to me directly. Okay, so we'll be starting our March batch also related to the Salesforce training program. Okay, so you can check out the same and get back to me for related to any queries. So let's start with today's scenario. Hello everyone. So here we are with another scenario of the Salesforce flow. So as you know, we are working on the Salesforce flow, and day by day we used to progress with different scenarios. So today we will going to see how to add the decision in the Salesforce flow. Okay, let me share my screen with you and then we'll start. So this was the flow then the last session which we created, and there in the scenario we discuss how to do the post to chatter if once the record is created. After entering all the values into the screen flow, when user click on next button, the record will going to create, and once the record is created, it will going to share the details over the chatter, and then it will going to show you the end screen, where in the end screen we are showing the record ID of the contact created. Okay, so today what we will see how to add the decision element in this flow. Okay, when you click on this plus icon, so these are the different elements we are having. So from this element, we will going to see today the decision element, how to use the decision element. So what decision we will going to make here once the user will going to enter the details into the screen flow after clicking on next button. Okay, and the record create will going to run. We will going to decide whether we should do the post to chatter or should we show the end screen. Okay, so we're going to do that, make the decision based on the value or the checkbox which we will going to provide user over the screen itself, like a checkbox to post to chatter or to show the end screen. So based on that, it will going to show you the this either the post to chatter it will going to do, or it will going to show you the detail. Okay, currently what is happening, both the things are happening once the next button is selected by the user. But based on the checkbox which we will going to provide here, we're going to either show him the screen end screen where the record ID will be there, or we're going to show him the post to chatter details. Okay, so let's go to the screen flow and let's see the scenario which is currently working, and then accordingly we're going to modify it. Let's go to some other account because already we are having so much contact related to it. Okay, so let's open this one. And this related only one contact is there, and this is the screen flow on which we are working. Okay, so currently what will going to happen here, so it will going to post to the chatter, the details will be posted toward the chatter also, and also show you the end screen. So let's see, currently in the chatter box, let's check what is there. So nothing is there in the chatter box. Okay, now let's add the details. Okay, and we'll select the lead source. Let's click on next, and the screen is created here. The screen is visible to you where the record ID will be visible. When you click on this, it will automatically open the record which is created after entering the details. And over the chatter, if we will see, let's refresh this. So in the chatter also, all the details are visible here. So whatever the text template we have created, so that is of plain text template we have created, not the rich text. And yesterday which I posted, so I got a comment that still you are getting the HTML tags here. So try to delete it and create the plain text template, and then you will going to see the data in the same way you will going to enter it. Okay, now what we will going to do based so this is the record which is created by clicking on that link, the record get open. Okay, so now what we will going to do based on the user selection, so here itself will going to provide the screen check boxes to him, whether to post the details over the chatter or to show the this screen to with the link to redirect to the record contact record which is created. Okay, and then accordingly we're going to execute both the functions separately based on the user selection. So this is my screen. Let's add to checkbox. How we can add it using the checkbox. Okay, so below to this, let's add checkbox. Let's remove this title because we are not entering any title details. Okay, so this is used in create record. Let's leave it. And then another checkbox we're going to add. Okay, so this we will going to name it as post to chatter. Then this is done. Then to this we will going to name as show end screen. Okay, show end screen. Now let's save this. Now what we will going to do here, once the record is created, the user will be going to click on the next button. Okay, the because create record is the common. If he will going to select post to chatter, at that time also we want create record, and if we will going to select the end screen, at that time also we want the record should be created. So record create record is common. So after the create record only we're going to make the decision that if it is selected post to chatter, then this should execute. If the user will going to select the end screen, that this should execute. Okay, so we're going to use the plus icon, and from here we're going to select the decision. So this is the decision. So in this way it will going to give you the outcomes. Based on the outcomes it will going to execute that particular elements. Okay, so checkbox value. So the first outcome will be that if post to chatter. Okay, so here which checkbox needs to true, you will going to add that condition. So in this case, we're going to take the value from the screen component. So these are the different values in the screen component. So if this checkbox is equals to true, so true is constant here. You can use that global constant so that it will going to take it the true. It will check if this checkbox is equals to true, then it will going to execute this line. Okay, this line, and plus this we also want to check that the another checkbox needs to be false, the second one. Okay, the second one is show end screen. Okay, and this needs to be false. Then only we want the post to chatter run. Okay, so this is done. Let's close. Now here what we will going to do, we will going to execute this part only. Okay, so after this currently with this default output we're going to end it. So when you scroll down here, end will be visible to you. When you will going to end it, it will going to break into two, and in this line you will see that both the actions are added now, that is the post to chatter also and this footer also. Okay, but here once the checkbox is true for the for chatter box, then there is no need of this screen, so we will going to delete it. Okay, and we need to create another screen which we will going to execute here. So let's see what values we are showing here in this screen. So this is the display link and this is the link we have created. Let's get the value from here. So this is the link we are providing. Okay, now let's delete this. This is done, and here in this outcome another one we will going to check the default next one we are having. So in this this is the default one. Every time it will going to go, we will going to add another outcome here which will be known as if end screen. Okay, if end screen checkbox is true. If end screen is true, then we're going to check the checkboxes. So here is the end screen checkbox equals to true. then this will be true, and plus we're going to check that other checkbox needs to be false. So this is post to chatter equals to false. Okay. So at this time, we will going to now execute the screen. So here the screen is needed now, where we're going to display the text. So let's paste this. Okay, so the contact created with record ID is equals to link we will going to create. There the value will be this and this will be the contact ID. Let's save this. Okay, now this part is done. If you want to make some changes related to the size and the bold, then you can do. Okay, now let's save this. There is the error, let's check. And let's remove the buttons also from the footer. Previous button no need, hide button no need. Okay, now let's click on done. So this is the decision which we make, where use in the first screen user will going to create enter the details of the contact. Once the details were entered, he will going to click on next button, then the create record will going to execute. Okay, now once the record is this create record executes side by side based on the value user has marked in this screen, it will going to open or execute the next element. If it is the post to chatter is true, it will going to do the post to chatter. If the end screen is true, then it will directly going to show you the end screen. So one work will be done at a time now based on the checkboxes. Now let's save this as a new version and then activate. So if you want, you can debug it here itself. Okay, let's get the account ID. As account ID, we are marked as the input. So it will going to ask you for the account ID, that is the record ID. Now let's click on run. So this is the first thing which is execute. Okay, the first thing is for the contact screen. So let's add some values. Okay, then title, source, anything you can add. Now let's check this post to chatter and click on next. Then post to chatter is done, which means that the details will be posted toward the chatter. So this is the first screen was open, and then the create record was execute, where these are the details, and this is the contact ID, and this is the record is created with this record ID. And after the based on the decision which one is execute, this one post to chatter is executed. So here is the post to chatter details are there. Okay, now let's go back to the account. And on the screen flows, whatever the debug you are doing, if someone you are using any DMS like create update, that the same changes will be happened over the backend also, that is in the Salesforce. Okay, so this is the account, this is the detail, chatter detail, contact it is created, and when you check its post to chatter, that is the chatter detail, here the details are also shared over the chatter group. Okay, now let's check for the another screen component, end screen. Okay, now you can give an email, and here we're going to click on show end screen. Now let's click on next. So at this time, it show me the end screen from where you can redirect to the contact, really created contact. Okay, and here no new, let's refresh first and check whether the chatter also posted with the details or not. So this is the chatter, and here you will see there are no details on the chatter with this name. With which name? The dummy value. Okay, not dummy value. I think the screen end. Okay, yes, the screen end is the one which we have created for to check the screen. Okay, so no screen is there with the details of contact. So this is how you will going to make the decision in the flows. Okay. Now one more question coming to your mind, that is what if we check both the checkboxes? Okay. So if you will going to check both the checkboxes, then nothing will going to execute. It will comes to the default output and it will going to end, because there is no condition we have added for where the both the checkboxes needs to be true. So when you check in the first condition, one is true, one is false, and again in the second condition, one is true and one is false. So when you will going to mark both the checkboxes true, so it will not going to execute any of the element among both. It will goes to the default outcome. Okay, so nothing will going to be executed at that time. If you want, we can check. Let's debug this again. This is true and this is also true. Now let's click on next. So here you will see that the record is created, because create record is common, and then after create record it will going to, based on the decision, it will going to run the next element. So in the decision what it has run, so the outcome is true and this is false. Logic or condition needs to be true, that is in the AND condition. So this is skipped. Okay, and this one is also skipped. So the first one is also skipped, this one is also skipped, the executed one is the default outcome, which means this one. Okay, so hope decisions elements are clear to you now, and if you have any queries, any questions, do let me know in the query in the comment section. Thank you so much.